Okay, so I promised you that I would tell you how to buy a car and get a good deal. Um, However, a friend of mine has led me to believe that he got a better deal on his car than I got on mine. So take my advice with a grain of salt. First off, you actually have to buy a car you want. Um, you don't like the car, it doesn't matter if they give it to you for free. There's still a cost of ownership, and you don't want a sucky car. Not worth the time. So, goes without saying. But just wanted to mention that. So most of the important stuff happens before you go to the dealership. Do your homework. Investigate different cars. Um, Find out what features are available, what sort of prices are available, what's in your range. Obviously, before you even do that, though, you should make a list of what you actually want in a car, what's important to you. Um, are you more interested in good gas mileage, or do you want something that looks cool that you can brag about to your friends, or are you more interested in something that will get you to where you want to go quickly? Do you need something that's really safe? Does the number of seats matter to you? That sort of thing. And then once you narrow down what's the most important, think about the other things that are important. Like for me, it was really important to have a place to put my car, or put my purse. And this is the first car I've had with cup holders, so I was really excited about that. So that's important to think about. Also, wow, I wrote my list down over here, my other monitor. Yeah, that's why I'm looking over here. I'm a geek. Sorry. Uh, Wait, what am I apologizing for? Being a geek's awesome. Yeah. Anyways, back to my list. So I was looking for a car. My last car had to have an awesome pickup. This car, not so much. Before I had to go from stopped to 50 in about 100 yards. So it was really important in that car. This car has decent pickup, but I do miss my pickup. Good gas mileage wasn't very important for my last car because my parents were paying for my gas. With this car, I'm paying for gas, and I drive about 80 to 100 miles a day, so it was good gas mileage was really important to me. Certain color, I really wanted blue or maroon. Um, I got a green car, but I used it as a negotiating point, which I'll talk about later. Comfortable driver's seat, comfortable passenger seats. I wanted a car that people would actually want to sit in. There's no point of having a back seat if nobody actually wants to sit back there. So that was important to me. It's also really important to me to if I was going to drive 80 miles a day, it was important for me to want to sit in that seat. So this is something that you can investigate online ahead of time. You have to go and actually test drive the cars. We'll get to that. Space for groceries. This was my main car, so it was really important that I could use it as all-purpose vehicle. Lots of cup holders. I think they're cool. And price range. If you can't buy the car, you can't buy. If you can't afford the car, you can't buy it. So that was my list. You can go to the manufacturer's website. That's really important to find out the MSRP, which is how much the car company claims the car costs. It never costs that much, but that's how much. That's the top the top amount it's going to cost. In theory, it's going to cost perhaps a little bit more if you get a loan from the car company than the interest tacked onto the top of that. So yeah, MSRP is important. Also lists the features and potentially compares the car to comparable cars or to other cars that the company sells, and between the different models of the car. It's good to look at third-party ones too, to find out things like resale value, to find out which cars have the best. In my case, gas mileage. The car I got, the Prius, has probably, well, it gets in theory 42 miles per gallon, and the nearest competitor got about 32. So that was a big deal to find out, and I found out from a third-party website. So yeah, it's important to find that information out online. Next part is, once you narrow down which cars you actually like, potentially, and you go to test drive them. This is the important part. This is where it gets scary. They're going to try to sell you the car. As the first dealer I talked to described it, it's a now business. He only gets his commission if he sells you that car. If he specifically sells you that car. And if you come back on another day or go to another dealership, somebody else is going to sell you the car, so that person won't get the commission. So it's really important that you stay firm and don't buy the car. Just go in there to test drive the car and have some badass attitude that you're going to walk out, or you'll cry like I did before and made a video about. So yeah, very important to be strong. I did that by just walking away when I got scared. It's very important not to run a credit check, because once you're sitting at that table is when they really turn the heat on. So just go in there, test drive the car, and then leave. The second time I went to test drive a car, went to a Honda dealership to test drive I think it was a Civic. I can't remember, it was like a month ago. But I went in with my roommate, and my roommate sat there for the 10 minutes it took me to test drive the car. And when the dealer and I got out of the car and we were walking back towards my roommate's car, she kept following me. She was this far behind me, and I literally slammed the door in her face because she would not stop following me. But it was the only way to get her to leave me alone. So yeah, you have to be aggressive, and don't be afraid to, because it's necessary. And
wind does blow, one has nothing to show. See, it's so